Yeah, it's the Weege Show. Welcome back to the races. I feel like I haven't been to one of these in a month. It was actually one whole weekend where I wasn't in a race. This is Empower Field, Mile High in Colorado, and it's supposed to be press day, and the riders are supposed to be sitting there waiting for press, but instead we're going to find them in the sand section. This is surprisingly sandy. Is it surprisingly sandy?
Yeah, I don't know where they got all this.
This is not what I expected.
I thought I was coming to Supercross, not Knife River.
Like, it's not sand. It's not the sand section, but it's
like
just
grit.
sandy.
It's like they mixed a lot of sand, a lot of grit into it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just hell-bound on not having a hard pack.
It's just not. Hard pack no longer exists.
Hard pack's done. Thing of the past.
Justin Hill. About 5-6 races into the season.
Yeah.
It was coming on strong.
Yeah.
You were doing all the right things.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like the podium, etc., was going to be inevitable.
Inevitable for sure.
Yes. Maybe even contending for wins. I don't think it was out of the question if you got to start that you could run up there. You've been honest. I've seen your social media that you've been in a slump or whatever you called it.
Yeah.
What has flipped in the last month to take you off that path?
Well, it's hard to say. I wish I knew.
Oh,
like,
really?
You know what I mean? Like that's
you're searching for every
well,
answer, I'm
just
sure.
Momentum, like you know, I had a really good set of races in a row where I'm building confidence and feeling like I belong, and you have to. It's really hard to convince yourself that you belong, as we all know. And then you hit a couple speed bumps, and I just I kept saying all week, I'm like, I just wish I had Cooper's brain, like with my ability and the way that I am, and with his brain. I mean, it's just different guys operate differently, and the couple of snags that I hit, you know, just a few races ago, like have really boogered me up, unfortunately.
And they're not
like,
huge snags?
No, not really. Nothing crazy. I mean, a little bit of, you know, it had a lot to do with energy. I hit some snags physically for sure. Okay. That set me back, but it was like things that I had kind of almost already rebounded from before. So a little frustrated, but like I've reduced it down to the fact that I just need to come have fun on my bike this week and try to just ride good. Like I don't, you know, I had enough to like prove to myself that I do belong. I just need another reset and another try.
There's nothing that far off physically or anything where you can't just do it.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I feel pretty good. This week's like I feel the most normal. I feel like I'm somewhat back physically. But it's just it's like you spend all this time building yourself up to be this guy. You're convincing yourself that you're this guy. And then it's like the drop comes so much faster.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like it's a lot easier.
Well, they say with fitness, right? It takes like 6 months to get in shape, and it takes like 6 days to lose it. To lose it.
Well, and that's the way that it feels. Mindset-wise too, you know, confidence-wise. Like you spend all this time building all this up, and then it doesn't take too many things to kind of like deter you. And that was like, I'm frustrated about that because I thought I would be more equipped than I guess I have been these last few weeks to like deal with that. Yeah. Just being an old man and seeing it so many times before, you'd think I'd get it. You think I'd have it. And I don't even feel like you were a guy. I even feel in your younger days you weren't a guy to me that doubted your skills. No, and I don't right now. Yeah. I think I'm easily in the top 3 best riders that show up to these types of events. I really do believe that. I wouldn't. That's not my whole heart, but it's just different. It's different as far as what I believe in and what I can do in that moment. It's definitely like what takes. Too realistic. I'm like too realistic. Like I always kind of have been, and that's a struggle point for me, obviously. Yeah, Coop has the irrational confidence. He has the opposite thing. Yeah, he definitely can perform above his. I mean, he's an incredible rider. I mean, dude's the same. And it's not knocking his riding or his ability at all. No. And he knows how to game this. He knows how to do it. And I just wish I knew how to do it on my off days better, like he does. My last question is: I did hear how hard you're working. What did you say? You had like 3 coaches, trainers. Yeah. I was worried. I'm like, that sounds like a lot. Yeah, and was it, looking back now, you're like, ooh, maybe I was doing a little too much? Oh, it was all good. It's just and part of it is them being there for me when I'm not feeling good too. I mean, it's all monitoring, right? So it's not like I just don't show up blind anymore. Yeah, you know, there's a plan every time. It's still helpful now, but it's the thing that's tough is when you have everybody telling you certain things that you need to hear, but you're struggling so much that it's like, that's great, guys, but I'm just like in here it doesn't feel right. So you know, you have the only downfall to having all this extra help is all these other people that kind of let down in a way. Yeah, because they want to solve the problem. They want to be. Well, everybody that is in your corner wants to be the one that can solve it for you, of course. And I love the effort. From everybody that I'm have in my corner, but you know, at the end of the day, it comes down to me and how much I can muster and how bad I can like make myself want to persevere, and it's been harder on some days these last few weeks than before. And it's not like a loss of love for it. I'm still having all the fun. I'm still enjoying it. I still want to be here. And it's not that. It's other things. Tough sport.
No, it is.
It's hard to be on top, man.
It's
really
any sport
hard.
at this level is tough. Is there a chance that you're going to find one thing, one rhythm, one quad, one thing, and then that just literally ignites it? Because you can be that kind of guy that unlocks the fun.
Well, that's part of it. Like the tracks are like not me tracks. The way that they're built nowadays.
Yeah.
They just aren't.
Yeah.
Like they're just. It's hard to explain. It's a long conversation, to have and why, but and it's not ability to build. It's just the way that they're conceived. Don't suit me as well, but some tracks do. Like you see, like Phoenix suited me well.
Yeah,
a bunch of big giant shit. Awesome.
Yes. So yeah, if you find one of those,
written all over, but there's some races that just don't have that. Drawn. They don't have me penciled in. That's all, you know. And then
but if you happen to find it here or next weekend,
it could.
Does that
really
instantly
help.
Unlock you?
That could help. Yeah. Any little thing, you can ask anybody on the field.
Yeah.
If they're doing something that is better that no one else is doing, instant confidence boost, 100%. The problem is that if I go unlock something, everybody's probably going to do it. That's just the level that we're at now.
It's true.
Back when you'd see Bubba do something crazy or Josh do something crazy. And everybody else would just stand there and be like, well, that was dumb. I'm not doing it.
I'm not doing that.
This isn't like that anymore. You guys, so many guys are so locked in, and everybody, I think, understands bike setup better than they ever have before in the sport. So I think that everybody understands that their bike's capable of doing all this stuff.
Right.
And again, the tracks are built a little bit more to suit a little bit more of a level field.
Yeah. So there's a chance.
Nerf me, help them. That's what they're doing.
You lead them over it.
No, I'm not. I'm way less bitter than I'm making it sound. But I really do enjoy the tracks, and it's a fun series. I just got to figure out a new way, and I did, and I just have to refigure out how I found it before.
You're just saying facts at the very high level of any athletic thing. We're talking everything's within a percent.
The mental game's so tough.
Yeah, and it's that much. Yeah, it's not like the tracks are. They look the same for the most part. It's tiny little things.
I went 6 months missing every 5-foot putt that I ever tried.
And then all of a sudden,
I don't do that anymore. What was that 6 months all about? Didn't really change that much. I just step up and I just feel like I can make the putt now. It doesn't make it.
Could be a podium then. Could be tomorrow. That's sports. That's Justin Hill. It was inevitable at some point we'd get Justin Hill and the deep conversation on the Weege Show this year. Always loved talking to him back in his 250 days. Back in his JGR days when we hung out even more when he lived where I do in North Carolina. And it's weird because with how well he was surging at the beginning of the season when the full field was still here, it looked like he could be a top 5 on a good night podium guy, even when Tomac and the Lawrences and these guys were here. His results haven't really gotten better since they're out, and now you see that struggle. I'm going to take it way outside to a sport that most of you probably aren't even interested in, but I'm a big NBA guy, and you're watching these playoff games, and that sport has become much more level field where you've got, back in the day in the NBA, there was like 2 or 3 good teams, really genuine contenders, and you kind of knew in the playoffs who was going to eliminate who. It's much more level these days, and then you're seeing really good teams get beat, and you're like, how could they get beat? Well, they're all good now, and someone just has to lose. So that's kind of what Hill's alluding to. They're all getting better, so it's that much harder to just show up, and no matter what happens, you're just going to podium. It's all these little pieces. This guy could tell the same story. What's up, Shane McElrath?
How are you?
Hey, so I've been listening to your interviews after the race, a lot of them at Mathis. The riding is definitely getting better. And you said so much in the 450 class you're searching for setup and all these things. Do you feel like that's starting to finally happen? You're starting to find all those things you were not finding before.
Yes, and that's where it's honestly been the last probably 3 or 4 weeks where we've actually not been making changes.
There you go, okay.
But we've almost been experimenting a little bit with like really dialing the bike in for the race.
Yeah.
And it's like we'll try stuff throughout the day, and then we kind of go back to where I've been for the main.
Which is a good sign, right?
It is a good sign. That's where it's like I'm missing a little bit of speed, but that's where it's like we're at a level now to where we're looking for those little bits that are going to add up. And so I think that's probably the hardest part of the 450 class.
Right.
We did a lot of work to get to kind of where we're at, and now that next level is say 3/4 of a second to a second.
Yeah.
And that's all fine details, and that's where I don't know exactly what those are yet. So
Yes.
that's we've been trying to figure out where exactly that is. A little bit more intensity, a little bit line selection, a little bit like, okay, what are the other guys doing? Do I just follow them and like get the feel of things? And so it's
yeah, but that's a good sign. You're comfortable enough on the bike now where you're searching for those details.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
That's way better than I'm sure it was earlier in your 450 days.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's that's kind of been the fun part, is like never in my career have I like trended upwards through the season. And that's what I'm really excited about, is like my training off the bike, I'm recovering, like everything is like, okay, we're still in a position to continue racing and pushing and trying to find that next level this late in the season. So
you usually go the other way?
Yeah.
You tail off a little bit,
it's
you feel?
easy to, because of like for me, I haven't really gotten off seasons in the past. And then, honestly, one of the biggest things is mentally staying present and mentally still being able to like press on. And a lot of that can come from being physically able to do that. And like you're physically tired, and then your mind can carry you so far, but it's like your body will just stop responding. So
if you have more of an off season, you can coast a little more at one point instead of trying to hammer in January and February.
And that's where for me it's like we've had to do a lot of work in between the races.
In previous years.
Well, even this year, but it's like you can't ask too much, because that catches up with you the next weekend.
I see.
And then it's like, if you don't take care of it then, it's the next weekend. So it can really snowball backwards if you're not careful with that. And really, a crash alone, like that almost takes, instead of now 1 week where you can actually focus on it, that takes 2 weeks to recover from that.
Wow.
So it's a busy schedule.
These are all the little things that are the 20-minute race. All these things are happening that affect that.
That's exactly right.
What's funny is I just talked to Hill, and his story was so similar to yours. It's like right there. It's right there. Thanks. Isn't it amazing? Sometimes this show just writes itself. Exactly the topic that I'm talking about. These are guys that are, they know, both Hill and McElrath are proven, right? They know where they should be or where they want to be. They have things on their resume that would tell them that when they finish in that 8 to 10 spot, that's not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got 8th. It's, but I see the guys that are in front of me, and I have battled those guys before. I have raced those guys before. I should be able to do it. And I guess that goes back to that NBA playoff analogy that I just made, right? There's that level of parity, that level of it's just this tiny thing, like he said, you're getting tired as the season goes on, or you have one crash and you have 2 bad weeks, and then that snowballs. Even though you're still racing, you're still in the main, people don't even know about the injury half the time. It's just a nagging thing. It's all those little things, and I'm always drawn to that. I think the cool thing about working in this general environment, whether it's the racers, everyone on the teams, the job I'm doing, I mean, I'm sweating it every week trying to figure out, let me get away from this door so it's a little less windy. A little less windy over here. Everybody out here is focused on some sort of goal, and it's getting better, trying to improve all the time. Was that good enough? You have to celebrate these small victories when you feel like you nailed it, but then you're instantly going on to the next one to try to either do that again or get a little better. You're just surrounded by a group of people who, whether it's the photographers, the video guys, the broadcast people, media folks, and of course, like I said, the riders and teams, everyone's in that same, can I get better? How can I get better? Did we do well enough thing? And that's what makes it exciting to work in this environment. And we got more stuff to cover. We have Mathis's Janky LCQ Privateer Challenge brought to you by Yamaha. Are you just, no one's talking to you? What? Well, yeah, but media day, I figured you'd be like crushed because, okay, you did, I have some. Anyway, this show's brought to you by Honda. I have to get that in. Drew Adams is back. Look, I was saying it was a long layoff for a collarbone, but it turned out it was much more than that.
Yeah, it was a back injury as well. I compression fractured my T6, T7, and T8, and then I ended up breaking a rib too. So
Now, how did you not know? Dude, I remember talking to you at the pits that day, and you were just cruising around.
It was crazy because 2 weeks after surgery, I got back on Supercross. I was ready to come back for Arlington, and I just had like these sore pains in like my mid and lower back. And, man, so we got an X-ray, and it's kind of my fault for not getting one sooner because I kind of still had those pains, but I thought that I was just sore still from like. It was a hard hit and whatnot, but. Yeah, so I had to take a little bit more time off the bike and do some therapy, and but feel 100% now.
So this was never a, hey man, just pull it till outdoors. If you were healthy, you would have been back.
Yeah, it was my decision. I was like, if I'm feeling good, why not? You know, I love Supercross, and I need the more laps, and so why not do it?
Because look, is the goal to win the Pro Motocross title this year? Is that? I mean, you'd like to.
We'll see how it goes. Hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it is. Yeah. But the experience you're going to gain in these next 2 races is valuable for the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Even in Supercross.
I think it's good that I'm getting back into competitive form. You know, I don't want to come straight off the couch onto Pro Motocross first one. I feel like I'll be rattled on the gate a little bit. So just to see how it goes, and honestly, I think that's a help for motocross too.
And also, there will be a time next November where you'll be glad you got these reps, learn the bike a little more.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll pay off down the road.
Yes.
For sure. Racers should race. That's what I think. There we go.
Exactly.
So he's all good now. Welcome back. That's Drew Adams, who should have been crushed by media. Maybe he was. So, anyway, this show is brought to you by Honda and the CRF 250R, CRF 450R. You're back. Who's your mechanic?
What do you know?
Is it Jason?
Your brother, Jason.
Is it Jason?
Your brother,
Unbelievable.
He's here.
Now,
he never quit.
I mentioned Mathis's privateer race. I think 2 years ago I had to hand you $100. You had what went wrong? Your bike broke?
Place. No, I got
sick.
I got sick and I had to stop. I did one lap and I had to stop.
It's John Cross. I had to hand him $100 at Salt Lake.
So Jason, Team Jason in the house here. That's right.
So where have you been, bro?
In home. I have to do daddy job now. You call daddy job. I had a baby, so.
Oh, daddy. Okay. Yes.
I don't want it to be, you know, like 6 months out from my house and everything.
Yes, that's true.
So we had the opportunity with the Team Faith guys, and Jason wanted to, you know,
love it.
Come with me, and we have, look what we have on board this weekend.
Wait.
Alice in Chains, bro.
Is that just a look, or is that
our
a
buddy
real?
Jonathan. This is Jason.
Hey, right on. Now, is that real? Is that like a real sponsorship?
Yeah, he tours with them.
Wait, what?
I work for the band Alice in Chains, and I took it upon myself because Jason and I go all the way back to the 90s Missouri racing days, amateurs. And through Jason, met Juan, and being a privateer, I was like, you know, I'll support any way I can, and on behalf of Alice in Chains, I've been with those guys for a while. So just it's a one-time thing. Just full disclosure, it's not a sponsored bike.
Yes.
But it's a one race. So,
that is cool.
Yeah.
Hey, they have heritage in the old Fox Terra Firma movies.
Yeah.
There was Alice in Chains. It was like they must have got it in right before they got big.
Yeah.
Because no way you're affording that. Yes. But forever now they're welded to the history of the sport. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Nice to meet you.
And
good to see you,
my guy
buddy.
Jason here, you never know
Anywhere
where he's going to show up or what he's going to do.
Team Jason.
Team Jason.
Everywhere.
I love it. Welcome back.
See you, buddy.
Joan Cross back. Anyway, Mathis has his privateer challenge race today. We'll get a little coverage of that a little later on the show. And let's see who else is around. I would like to talk to Ferrandis, but he's Mr. French, and he's talking to LeBig, the French journalist over there. Let's just show some Hondas. Yo.
Hi.
How you been?
Living.
I feel like we know the mud race was bad when you came back. Not your fault, it was the mud race. I mean, you're going to blame yourself because that's what you do.
Well, I was a guy riding the bike, so yeah.
Yeah, you always will. Look, I remember when you won the Minneapolis Supercross and you were not happy with your performance. I remember this. This is just what we get sometimes.
We should have got beat that night. I'm just saying, like, it was...
Thank you for making my point.
I'm glad Zach tipped over that night because that was the reason that we held him off.
Okay.
Carry on.
Thank you for making my point. You had a good race after that, though.
Yeah.
Is it trending?
I mean, yeah, I feel good. Like, I think the biggest thing is my starts have been better. You know?
Okay.
I don't have that. I don't have that raw speed like chasing Coop do to get a mediocre start on the board. You know? Like, there's not really a lot of us that can do that.
Yes.
So my starts have been getting better, which is a positive. getting away further at the front, obviously, like I said, it makes my life easier.
So that's been the biggest jump, actually.
Yeah,
the
I wouldn't say like the riding wise, I don't feel like maybe it's any better.
Yeah.
I just feel like getting clean air early is helpful, as we all know. But like I said, I'm too close to that group of people around me that, you know, like I said, Jace and Coop are the two that come to mind that can get an okay start and move forward. The rest of us, it's hard.
Yes, they're going to pretty much podium no matter what they do, and everybody else is fighting.
Yes.
But has there been any moment when you're starting up front where you're like, whoa, this is gnarly? Or has it pretty much been like, no, man, I've raced these guys?
Well, Philly was like, oh, wow, like, holy cow, I'm up front.
But did the pace seem crazy or anything?
I struggled at the beginning, but I think I struggled because I was so excited.
Yes,
that, like,
that's just mental.
You can see a little bit on video, like I was just jarring my corners. I was so excited that I was trying to go fast that it was opposite. Like I needed to just back everything off and just hit my marks, but it was the first time all year that I had really even been in like inside the top 8.
Right.
So I was just like, I didn't know what to do like I do, but yeah, I was just so excited that kind of backfired a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I still think I need to work on the early part of my race.
Yeah.
First 5.
But nothing anyone was doing up there was crazy. You've raced all these guys your whole life.
Yeah.
You just needed to, oh, I got it out of the system.
Yeah, like you know, in Philly, Kenny was right there in front of me, and he just got away simply, you know, in my opinion, I felt like he got away because I was just making too many little mistakes.
Right,
and
right.
Those little mistakes, you lose 2/10, 4/10, you know, then you lose a second that lap.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you lose another half a second, and like then that gap starts to get away, and then you almost end up by yourself.
Yeah.
And then I got steamrolled by Malcolm, Coop, and Chase. And but yeah, I mean, obviously Coop and Chase, yeah, their paces.
Yes, they're on a level right now.
Yeah, they're on a level. But like
but
I said,
you know, you do that again, you should be able to run up there.
I feel like I should be. Yeah. I don't see why 5th isn't attainable. You know, but like I said, I need to get out the gate and put myself in a position to achieve that. And starting behind all those guys makes it significantly harder.
Old lesson we all know.
Hey, who's that behind you? Is that Dan Sherman or?
I don't know, man. He wears so many hats. I don't know who. It's really hard to keep track. It's really hard to keep track.
I'm gonna bill you for being on film. You don't have permission.
I respect the style, actually. I know what the motivation is, and I respect it. I gotta go to a meeting. I'll be right back. Media has to media. Okay, big moment here. We're in the press conference room. This is Adam. This is Justin. And this is Jeff from the AMA. What do you have, Jeff?
Weege, for your contributions to motorcycling, you're announcing an SMX, GNCC, and motorcycling in general. On behalf of the American Motorcyclists Association, it's my pleasure to present to you the 2024 Media Excellence Award.
Wow. Yes. Look at this. Adam, you do the media. You hold that. I'll shake his hand. Thank you, Jeff.
That's incredible.
This goes out to Steve Mathis, Lewis Phillips, and all the other losers in the media who did not get this award, baby.
Yes.
Who didn't get this award.
Yes.
That's right. Sorry,
Well
Steve.
deserved.
Sorry, Lewis. How's it feel to want?
Best in the media. It's just as simple as that.
That's incredible, man.
Thank you. That's great.
Well deserved.